So I remember cooking with my grandmother one time, and we were in her kitchen, and I think we were making cavatelli. And the restaurant, Boreal's restaurant, was like 100 yards away from my grandmother's house. And we were on a board, a big wooden board, kind of like we're working on now, and we were making cavatelli off the back end of a fork. And they're a little longer, they're certainly a lot narrower, and they're pasta, not like a dumpling, okay? So they're obviously different. But in any case, we're sitting there making them, and I said to her, hey, I think my dad's got one of those cavatelli makers at the restaurant. Do you want me to get it? We could get through this a lot faster. And she said to me, Joey, and I was probably 10 years old, she said, sometimes the goal of cooking is not to get it over so fast. And I didn't really get it at the time, okay, whatever. But now you think back and you realize it was a special time for my grandmother, Nono Caroline, to spend time with me, right? It was her special time to spend time with her grandson, playing music, having some treats, sneaking some food I probably shouldn't have been having, maybe a little wine, right? And spending time with her, it was so magical for her. She didn't want it, for her, she didn't want it to go over, right? And now as I get older, I think, my God, what great memories. What would you give to spend some time with a lost one, right? Your grandmother, or maybe your mother, or your father, and maybe it's not cooking, maybe it's working on the car, maybe it's, going to dance, singing, right? Maybe it's going through the park, taking a walk, playing with the dog. I don't know, things that you do with your family, watching a movie, whatever. But, again, it's not always about getting it over with. And in a time, in a world where I think things go by so fast, which is so good in many ways, right? But in some ways, man, it's not good, You get by your life, and then my life is over, and you got to learn to live it with those special moments, because in the end, it's those special moments that's what's gonna bring you the fun, the love. That's what a life is, Obviously, helping other people, doing other things is great too. I did that as a doctor for 35 years in my practice. Oh, look at that. So these are just coming out so good. I'm almost done. So I'll finish these up. It's funny. I think back, my father died a few years ago, and in such a, sad way, and to lose my dad and all, but I don't think I ever made gnocchis with my father. I made cavatelli with him. I remember that. But I think when we made gnocchis, it was always either with my mom, and I don't know why exactly that's true when I think about it, but it was either with my mom or my grandmother. And then my grandfather, Toscano, Antonio Toscano, he was on my mother's side. He was my mother's father, and he was a wonderful man. And one of his he loved to cook. And one of his big things, so I got to cook with him as well. He was with us until I was 20 years old, which was really great because you get to have a different relationship with him. Almost kind of a friend relationship, not just a grandpa relationship. And we used to make lentil soup with Delantini pasta, for New Year's. And that was a really big thing for him. He just loved lentil soup. And then we used to watch a football game, so that was really special for me. All right, so there you go. How beautiful is that? Isn't that fantastic?